he's not.
Right. Intro video started, by the way.
Okay. She said he's not. It's not an issue. She said also he's old. He's old enough now for anything you might have read about being negative effects from getting a dog neutered too early are all over with. She's like, let's neuter him. I was like, all right, yeah, let's do that.
Creature like that, how would it ever die?
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Face. Horrible. Looked like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.
So that's why I always say that's why they call him a spade pancake and not a neutered hot dog. You know, so it makes sense, right? You see what I mean?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, I got it. That's good.
We weren't actually talking about anything in particular. That was just that's my inner '80s comedy shtick coming out because I didn't know how to transition. Because usually we're mid-sentence when we transition into the scene. Oh wait, we have no we've got no picture. Hold on. We got audio. This one? Is it this one? No, it's not this one.
Uh-oh.
Hold please. We have audio, we don't have picture. Oh geez, and I didn't switch back to oh geez, I didn't even bring the server back up. We had some more technical difficulties this week. This is just a consistent issue. Jeez. Show non-video participants. There we go. Nope. Stop that. Go to grid view. Tap there. Tab over. Test. Yeah, we got audio.
Yes.
This one. Is this one gonna work? Oh, there we go. That'll work. That'll work.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, jeez. Yeah, that's just crazy today. Absolutely crazy today. I don't know what the deal is. Hello, welcome. Season 2, Episode 9, Beyond the Shadows podcast. We are your intrepid paranormal hosts. I am Victus.
I'm Aeon.
And we yes, welcome. Sorry for last week. So last weekend, completely my fault. Internet issues at my end. I sat on my bed all day playing video games, and 5 minutes after we started, getting together on Discord before we started streaming, the internet went out, and it was out until like 4 the next morning.
Completely out.
Yeah, so we recorded the episode from my hotspot.
Yes, hooked his phone into his computer and we recorded that way.
And by the grace of Buddha, we got it done and we uploaded. And incidentally, it is one of our best episodes on YouTube. Just
super crazy.
Still just blown away with it.
Stripped away all of our fun stuff and it still was a
yeah.
Still did well. Which says it really were the fun part.
Yes.
Really
yes,
were the fun part.
So we're back. The penguin is back.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We find it. It made its way to the kitchen somehow.
You were wanting to have something St. Patrick's themed for the beginning. I don't have, a fun fact about St. Patrick's Day, but I did always wonder, like, so, in the church, he's, or I guess in popular culture, he's known as, the guy who got rid of all the snakes out of Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Drove all the snakes out of Ireland. That's not what he's known for in the church. It's a completely different set of things that is the reason he is a saint. But I don't know if there's any real historical evidence of Ireland having a big issue with snakes to begin with.
No. I actually have some factoids in front of me about St.
Do you?
Patrick's Day.
Okay, because
And
I figured that was like euphemistic for,
Yeah,
running out elements of.
It actually
culture.
says that it's a myth. So the popular story depicts St. Patrick's driving snakes into the sea, symbolizing his role in bringing Christianity to Ireland and converting the pagan population. However, it is a myth.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I
Another-
don't think they historically had a big problem with the
Yeah.
serpents.
I think it's more metaphorical.
okay.
um,
That makes more
it-
sense.
Like Adam and Eve, the serpent is the symbol of evil. So we're gonna push the
Right.
pagans out of Ireland. We're forcing the snakes
Right.
off, into the sea, which is ironically where the quote unquote pagans went after they were drove out of Ireland.
The sea.
Yeah, they jumped in their little boats, their boots, and floated away. I'm sailing away.
I can't not think of South Park and Cartman. Every time somebody does it, I love watching the sections where he sings it really fast to get it done with, and then he's sweating.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna rattle off a few little factoids about St. Patrick's Day because it's tomorrow, right?
I don't know. You said
think
we
I'm
needed
pretty
St. Patrick's Day facts.
I'm
I'm
pretty sure.
trusting you on it.
Hey Google, when is St. Patrick's Day? Yep, it's tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yep.
See, we know
Monday.
what's going on, or well,
Yeah,
one of
it's-
us knows what's going on.
My G word assistant shows it's just St. Patrick's Day, and then it shows a picture of a green beer, a shamrock, and another beer behind it.
Another beer behind it. Green beer and regular beer,
Yeah.
both acceptable.
Yeah, so happy St. Patrick's Day. My wife is she's a ginger, so my guys at work were like, "Are you gonna come down to St. Patrick's Day, the big St. Patrick's Day parade downtown yesterday?" He's like, "Y'all gonna come down to St. Patrick's Day?" I'm like, "Nope." Well, what are you gonna do? Sit with my feet up, preferably. And that's what we did. We got groceries and then sat the rest of the
Really?
day. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, the end. There's my life. I'm very boring. I'm a very boring adult. But yeah, let me throw some quick St. Patty's factoids at you. Aside from the snake myth, historians and scholars suggested that the snakes represent the pagan beliefs and practices of the time, and St. Patrick's actions symbolize the triumph of Christianity over them. Like we said, Ireland has never had a native snake population due to the cold climate and geographical barriers.
See, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's the patron saint of Ireland. Some interpret the story as more literal representation of St. Patrick's actions, with the snakes representing evil forces that he banished. At the age of 16, he was kidnapped and sold into slavery in Ireland. That's interesting. And according to the Catholic extension, he returned to Ireland as a missionary after escaping slavery. He's believed to be the first person in human history to openly condemn the evil of slavery. Did not know that.
Neither did I.
Apparently, they've never seen Les Miserables. Jean Valjean.
I think he came a little while later.
yes. Okay. Yeah, bad example. But Patrick affirmed the humanity of the Celts, who were not even considered to be humans by Patrick's contemporaries. Interesting.
Well, yeah. So
They were considered
the
like
Roman
wild
Empire.
men.
Yeah, the Roman Empire. That's they considered them to be subhuman.
Yeah.
When they tried to invade like Britain and Ireland, they considered everybody, off the coast over there. They considered a country of like wild beasts and tribal peoples, which I guess they were in a way, but they had like towns and small cities.
Just
So I don't know.
Because they don't read the Bible that they must be heathens and animals that feast and crawl on all fours, bellies on the ground, right?
Well, that was the mistake, the Romans made when they tried to invade Britain, right? They just assumed that because they didn't have the same sort of customs as the Romans,
Right.
that they were somehow, also they assumed they'd be easy to conquer. And, that didn't go well.
Totally. So,
Went
nice
so
school-
badly, they spent, a nation's worth of money building Hadrian's Wall,
Yeah.
just to to try to slow him down.
So, through the story of King Arthur, originally Merlin was Celtic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was Celtic. He was a Celtic druid, historically and canonically. Yeah,
Old ass hedge wizard.
yeah, with a staff with a deer skull on the end of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Conversed with trees, this is where we get the expression "knock on wood" from. Is when the druids would pray, they would knock on oak trees before they prayed.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. There's a reinterpretation of King Arthur. I don't remember what movie it was. You and I watched it, but it had you know the Brits fighting the Romans, and Arthur and Merlin are in it,
Yeah.
but Merlin's like all in like gross looking furs.
Yeah.
And his face
Huge
like
beard.
yeah, and his face
Yeah, like
you know
face paint and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and he has like rattly stuff on the end of a staff with like a something
Yeah.
dead on the end of it. Yeah,
It was a cool.
I was like,
it was a good one.
I feel like that's more what it was like.
Yeah.
Because you know
They
it's
just
always like
assumed.
yeah, well you know they always picture him with like plate armor and all this stuff. You know, nobody had even invented plate armor yet.
No, no.
That wasn't even a thing yet. That was like
No. I
that was
remember
like a
his
Tudor period stuff. You know.
Yeah, I remember his beard in that movie being so long and gross. It had like moss growing in it.
Yeah, it had
So
things, and he also kept things in it, which was equally gross. He would,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Which
pull
is what
out
I
an
do.
apple. Yeah, pull an apple out of it.
Before I cut, 3 inches off a month ago, that's what I would do with mine. Stash some Fritos in it before I went to work. And it would keep people away, and I had a snack for later. So there's that.
Gross.
So,
I
we've
used to
got
stick a lighter in my man bun when I still had one. You know,
I was speaking of man buds. I was listening to Eminem's diss track about Machine Gun Kelly, and
oh yeah, I've heard it.
I've only listened to it like once or twice, but it's been long enough I've forgotten most of it. And one of the first lines is how you going to name yourself after a gun when you're walking around with a man bun?
Yeah.
I
very
was like,
funny.
yeah. I was like, golly, I need to go tell my wife. And I scampered in the other room and told her about it. And she was all like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm far more into rap than she is. She surprises me sometimes. Like, I remember when she first got her new car, we went to the grocery store and we were trying to figure out how to get her phone hooked up. We get her phone hooked up. Spotify kicks in. Old Dirty Bastard comes up and I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, let me skip this. It goes to Notorious B.I.G. and she's like, hold on, skip.
Dang, she's dipping way back into the crates for that stuff, man. Dang.
Yeah, I was like, we're not so different, you and I.
I think there's common ground here.
There is, yeah. Surprised
That's
me.
funny.
Honestly, it did. Yeah, I've been back in this 80s rap is tickling my fancy lately.
A weird guilty pleasure of mine, and it's not as small of a genre as it sounds like, but it's harder to find here because Spotify likes to sort of regionalize stuff.
Yeah.
Just like YouTube and stuff like that. Like if you're in Britain and look up stuff on YouTube, you're going to get a bunch of British guys before you get other people, right? So a genre that I really like is British guys with Cockney accents rapping.
Yeah.
Right? And usually over like some dance beat sort of stuff or some really grimy tech house stuff. I just every time something like that comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is dope. Gives you like the bass face.
What's the trying to think of this couple of dudes, older guys, something in Baz.
If you look up a track called Woman Wine, it's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out.
It's one of my favorites. If you can find it, it's really good. It's really good. Like the dude on it, his lyrics are great. His lyrics are great, and he delivers them well. And there's something about using that Cockney accent. You can twist stuff to make it match up different. Words that would not match in, if you're an American stuff, It's very funny. I like it.
Yeah, Pete and Baz. I can't play too much of this, but I will show you.
Family tea.
Yeah, we're gonna mute that. We don't do ads. We don't do ads. We'll watch it for just a few seconds. A couple old dudes. This is gonna.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Go bang this clip, and if you want to test us, I let the raptor rip.
Wrapped up, get back in, the slacks ain't sagging, the suit stay pressed while the boys go grabbing. The clock keep ticking, the block keep trapping. This one phone call if I want to toe tag him.
I'm a bag flipper, sipping a jack ligger. Big black jacket on my back, chinchilla. Big
Okay, so I used to think
Dang.
this wasn't. I didn't think this was real, and so I looked them up on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
They've got full albums,
Dude,
and they
that's
perform
funny.
live, and they're actually pretty good.
That's really good. That's
And
really
they-
good.
It's like they pull up into studios and like shows. They got huge gold chains on, and every finger's got 2 rings on it. But they both have canes.
Well, you know,
It's
the
good
truth is all the rappers from the 90s look like that now. Look
Yeah.
at Flavor Flav. Like he looks like that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm just saying, if any
Yeah.
of them had stuck around, you know, they all look like that. If Big was still around, he'd be old, like
He'd be
really
gray.
old. Yeah,
well,
he'd be great.
No, he shaved his head, so
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, he'd be an old dude. I mean, look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z is an old man now. When you see him, like he's not out doing a whole lot anymore, but he's an old man.
No.
Look at Snoop Dogg.
oh geez, he's withering away. He's,
Yeah,
he's
dude is
turn-
so
he's,
old.
he's turning into the rap version of Willie Nelson. So
Or another great one, Ice-T.
yeah,
Like there's a
yeah.
reason he works as an old crotchety detective on
he's
whatever.
because he's got
Yeah,
the
he
face
looks
for
like
it.
Yeah, look, because he's fucking old. Yeah, he looks like it. Yeah, so I'm not surprised that those guys probably in the '90s look like they're probably in their late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe they didn't age well. Who knows? But they sound good. I like that.
Yeah, you should check out just a couple of their videos. They're quite provocative. I'll just say that.
I believe
So-
that.
Without further ado, let me do a couple sound clips here. This one first. What shirt are you wearing today?
Hang on, I gotta get past my headphones
All right, go ahead.
first.
Okay,
All right, there.
I wore a
There,
special
now I'm
one just
ready.
for today. You ready?
Yeah, I could. My zip up was in the wash. What you got?
You wanted me to do mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I was just getting ready.
Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna take this off because I don't plan on wearing this all night.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's timely. That's timely. I like that.
I've held
like
onto this
that.
one for like a month now. I've been waiting to wear this shirt.
That's funny.
I was burning up in that thing. Jeez, turtleneck. I am not scared to wear Hello Kitty. This is my jam.
Well, I've started wearing them now because I'm finding them. I don't have to go look very far.
I have a stack of them that I haven't worn yet, and then I have the bottom half of the stack. So as I wear it, I wash it, comes out of the laundry, I fold it up and put it in the recycle pile. So it'll take me a few months to get back through the entire. And every week I'm adding more and more. So.
Well, I have to go t-shirt shopping because this is my last new one for the
Oh
moment.
jeez. Oh jeez.
Not the funniest one, but
I'm very good at doing absolutely nothing. Yes.
hooray!
Um.
I think it's more indicative of cats than me, but but it works.
I don't. Do I have like a? Dang, that's what I meant to do. Like the rim shot that yeah. I added a bunch of sounds, but I didn't add the one we needed. Anywho, so shirts are out of the way. St. Patrick's Day shirt. I had to do it. It was because tomorrow's St. Patrick's.
I guess I had a Lucky Charms shirt. I seriously, until you said something about St. Patrick's Day, didn't realize it was tomorrow. So
I thought it was over. I thought it was like Friday or something. That's why they were doing the parade here yesterday. Just whatever. Nobody's pinching me. My hair is green.
I have one with Lucky, the leprechaun that likes to lure kids into the woods after his Lucky Charms. Dude, the things that were on commercials.
Oh my gosh. The Sandy Hook commercial.
Is
the
it?
the one I sent to you on Instagram?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
So that's
Oh my God.
That's a PSA, bro. That's a PSA.
I thought it was fake till it got to the end. I was like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have taken that tact.
Yeah, but
I don't know where they released it, but I wouldn't have gone that way with it.
it had been on TV. If you're curious, listeners, just Google Sandy Hook back to school commercial. Have
Whoa.
fun.
Ugh.
Be ready. Be ready. Hope you haven't lived through any real trauma in your life, because this isn't going to work out real well.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like the Target pants commercial, like it was gonna be something
Right?
funny, like the
Yeah.
one that I sent you. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like that,
Yeah.
but no, it's not
Yeah.
fun.
Did you see the video I sent you earlier this afternoon? The author and what was his name? Jeez, I keep forgetting his name, and I sent it to you so I don't forget his name. I will play this video on stream just so you could see it. Author and Punisher. Yes, I'll bring it up right now so you can see it. It is crazy. This is that DJ I was telling you about. We're gonna search author and Punisher. Yeah, you're gonna love this dude. Do you reels? This is the guy I was telling you about. He does
Yeah.
the slide is the slide is the bass, and then there's
Yeah.
triggers on the controller.
Yeah, I see
And-
that.
And I didn't know that there were other ones. So this is one of his microphone mods. You know, not a good one. Let me scroll down a little bit. There's one where he was showing off the
It's
microphone.
a weird
mod.
microphone too, though. That curve thing he's got in front of his face.
It's 6 microphones built into one,
Oh, okay.
and each one so he can like move around.
to get
I think
different
it's-
effect.
Yeah.
Baby dinosaur.
Dang.
Kind of gives me a false sense of power.
Dude is a madman.
Wow,
Yeah,
he
he's-
makes some cool contraptions.
Yeah, he was electrical engineer that turned into a DJ.
Oh,
And
okay.
So
some of the
basically,
stuff
for
he
this,
make-
I can map these 3 knobs to any parameter in software that I want. And I've got a filter hooked up to this one, which goes from low to high frequencies. This is a delay, so I can just make it all like, you know,
such an
have a very
unassuming
long.
character.
I don't have
isn't
to play it; it'll just keep repeating. So. And then I can just turn the filter over and just make it warble bass. You know, you have good ball bearings in there and things like that. It allows you to like use the instrument more as an instrument like you would a guitar. Lastly, this is probably like the newest. I've never built one of these before. I call this one the ingot. It's basically it's a disc, and I wanted to have a single piece of metal that you could spin and also slide.
Yeah.
Look at his face when he's doing it.
He's doing this thing face.
Yeah, he's doing this thing face.
This was probably the hardest one for me to make just because of the technical ability to put 2 encoders on it, one for lengthwise and one for the spinning.
He's a madman.
he's also got somebody in a CNC machine shop making all kinds of crazy stuff for him, like that.
Busy.
The face mask, the face mask thing, and his thumper.
Awesome. Yeah.
And even the back of the mic thing, dude. He's got somebody on a CNC making cool stuff for him.
Is this the one where he shows off all the mics? Yeah.
He's into some darkness, isn't he? Jeez.
Yeah, it's straight industrial music, man, but it's good.
Yeah,
it is.
that
it
is like
insane. His
Industrial's
live,
darker machine heart. Jeez.
yeah, his live sets are just
Pretty
insanity.
much just said, hey, what other ways can I control every aspect of the sound manually, live? You know, if I'm not touching something, you're not hearing something.
That's the way
And
DJ
from
should
there,
be.
I just started building all these instruments, very physical. This one's called Gridiron. It's got 8 buttons on it. It's got a grid of different textures and a stylus that basically can ride over different grooves and has an encoder that will trigger those positions. So it's almost like when you drag your hand against a fence that has rings on it and you this instrument is the second revision. It's a pitch controller, and basically what that is just takes a synthesizer or a software synth, and I change the pitch. You know, a lot of times you got a little pitch bend, but you're not going to be playing that very accurately. Like, but this one I can go. So that's something that I feel is pretty valuable to, especially making heavy music, is finding those places in between and crossing over pitches. So the combination of these two things together, right hand, left hand, you know, pretty much just
yeah, dude.
Wow.
Dude is.
That's wild.
I hope we,
Oh my-
I hope we don't get muted for that, but that was great. That was just that entire, all of his stuff is just incredible.
That's nuts, dude. Well, since we're into the darkness,
Yes.
that's a great segue into our episode tonight. Why don't you
Yes.
tell us our headline?
Sorry. Yeah, we didn't get this preliminary hangout last week, and you can tell. But yeah, so this
Dude, that's
week
cool.
yeah,
So dark.
I knew you were
It's
gonna
so
like
dark.
that guy.
I'm normally not into dark stuff that much, but I really am into the musicality of producers, and like he has put in a ridiculous amount of work in making his entire music
Yes.
process about live. And for me, at least, I changed everything about how I paint in the studio so that I could replicate it live.
Yes.
Like I changed the medium, I changed what I'm doing, I changed how I do background, like I changed all of that because I was like, man, I really want to do this, but I want people to see me do it. So I really identify with that. I get that. I get that. That's really cool. And that's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make your whole production style based around making it live and still have your album sound good, right?
Yeah.
Have the two things meet in a way that you still like. That's cool. That's cool.
But for those wondering, his name is Author and Punisher. Check him out.
The name makes
musician-
more sense now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The name makes more sense now. I get the line now.
So this week we are talking about the Thornton Heath Poltergeist. So this story kind of runs in tangent and hand in hand with the Enfield Poltergeist. Very similar time frame, very close to where the Enfield Poltergeist stuff happened. We are talking about the 1970s in England. This is like the brother story of the Enfield Poltergeist, which you remember the Enfield Poltergeist. That was the first one we had that Ed and Lorraine Warren was in. This was the one.
Yeah,
that,
I mean they were barely in it, but yeah.
This is the one that brought Ed and Lorraine Warren to the light. historically, this is also Enfield Poltergeist was the case where it was just really traditional poltergeist stuff happening, and it was happening to the children, not so much the adults. But it is the story of the Enfield Poltergeist is what made the movie Poltergeist.
Yeah.
So
Yes, with the portals.
yes, except there were no portals in the original story.
No, unfortunately.
I think we came down that Enfield Poltergeist wasn't true, didn't we?
Yeah, we decided it was either
Based-
something the kids were doing or something. We didn't think the mom was a part of it.
Yeah,
We thought she
Which-
was a stressed out single mom.
which I wanted to touch on that just a little tiny bit because I did go back and listen to some stuff about Enfield Poltergeist this week or a week before. I'm back in my podcast kick while I'm working. So there is some studies that say preteen children, specifically girls, 11, 12-year-old girls, have an innate gift for psychokinetic abilities.
Huh.
And so if we look historically back on poltergeist cases, we see an overwhelming number of these cases that have poltergeist activity centered around an 11, 12-year-old girl.
Okay.
And so this is why during the Enfield Poltergeist investigation, they brought in the Society for Psychical Research because they had previously known about this phenomenon. And I didn't know this at the time of recording our Enfield Poltergeist episode. So there is some studies out there, and I did read a couple of them. They're very verbose, very lengthy. It's a lot of technical terminology that I didn't know, but I still was able to kind of keep pace with it. But there are recorded instances of 11, 12, 13, sometimes 14-year-old girls, specifically girls, the boys not so much, having some type of innate parapsychological abilities. The ability to move things with their minds, ability to, make the noises happen, make the doors swing open, throw objects across the room, but they don't know that they're doing it. So it's immediately classified as a poltergeist. So
Gotcha.
I think after reading up on some of that stuff about the Enfield Poltergeist and reading up about the innate abilities of young girls with their parapsychological gifts, that maybe, just maybe, the Enfield Poltergeist wasn't false, but in fact, maybe there was something parapsychological happening. Maybe the girl had some type of telekinetic abilities that she didn't know about that was manifesting. Because what it is usually these girls are stressed. They're in an environment that they're uncomfortable or in a situation they're not comfortable with. And then plus it's puberty. That's a lot to deal with when you're 11 or 12.
So you think it's a Carrie situation.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
they don't know that they're doing it. And you'll find that in a lot of these cases, once the girl gets to like 15, 16, it just stops. Because they're getting close to adulthood, they're understanding more about themselves, their body, what's happening, and they're starting to get more into the swing. Because that's, 16, 17, 18, you get more into the swing of what you are as an adult, right?
Right.
So-
Well, as I remember though about the Enfield Poltergeist, one of the things that turned us off the most were were the photos that
Yes.
they chose to use as some of their most substantial evidence, which was really bad. It was really
bad.
hokey. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I would
girls
those are the
being
if those
grown.
if those are the pictures I captured, I'd be like, we can't use this. This doesn't show anything. So I felt it felt like the researchers wanted that as we went through it, it felt like the researchers jumped onto it and weren't being very objective.
Yeah.
Which
There
was
were
my main issue with it.
there were other photos that I wasn't able to find, but I remember back when we were living together, I went to the library a lot. And one of the books I read about was the Enfield Poltergeist. And this book was like this thick, tons of pictures in it. And it showed every single picture taken that showed any slight inclination of paranormal activity. And one of them I was not able to find, but I remember seeing it in the book. But the girl, one of the photos shows her being dragged upward by her foot.
Oh, up off the bed?
Yes, and it was such a weird angle. Like at first I was like, oh, she's trying breakdance moves, but I'm like, wait, it's the 70s in England. This girl doesn't know what breakdancing is, and if she was able to push herself up, Like she was pulling on the blankets and her foot was up in the air. She was almost completely off the bed. Only her hands were touching.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then all of the subsequent photos are her jumping. So there was some stuff going on, I think. They just didn't research it well.
Mm.
So I think
there were a lot of problems with the research. That was our big thing.
Yeah. So that's my introductory caveat. So we're going to talk about the Thornton Heath Poltergeist. I'm not 100% sure where Thornton Heath is. Let me.
It's a place, not a guy.
It's a place. Yes.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find it. I was hoping, just hoping, that we would see Enfield. Okay, so here's Thornton Heath. I was wondering if it was close to Enfield. So in 823. Ah, okay. So here's Enfield up here, north. Thornton Heath is down here. So we're looking at like 100 miles away. It's probably not. If it made the news, I don't see it making much of a connection. Yeah, because Thornton Heath looks kind of empty. Lots of residential areas, but I don't see much of anything else.
Okay.
You know, like McDonald's, lots of bus stops, a gym. Lots of parks. Kudos in the UK. All these parks. Lots of green. Any hoots. So, without further ado, almost an hour later. I'm sorry, man. Ghost stories and paranormal encounters have fascinated humanity for centuries, with countless reports of unexplained activity surfacing across the globe. While some are easily debunked, others remain shrouded in mystery, leaving the most skeptical minds questioning the unknown. One such case is the Thornton Heath Poltergeist, a chilling series of supernatural events that disturbed a suburban family and captured the attention of paranormal investigators. The Thornton Heath Poltergeist is one of the most infamous cases of supernatural activity reported in England, and is one of the most infamous cases. Wow, they gave me this same sentence twice. Cool. Taking place in the 1970s suburban town of Thornton Heath, Surrey. This haunting involved a series of terrifying disturbances that tormented a local family. The case is often compared to other famous poltergeist hauntings, such as the Enfield Poltergeist, due to the violent and prolonged nature of activity. And to this day, it remains a chilling example of paranormal phenomena. So there we go. We cracked our introductory paragraph. Chilling. You see why
the soundboard's back.
Soundboard?
Yeah, soundboard's back. We like the soundboard.
All right, so we're going to start off with the beginnings of the haunting. The family at the center of this terrifying ordeal was the Johnsons, consisting of Peter and Sarah Johnson and their teenage son, Matthew.
Peter
so
Johnson.
already, Peter Johnson. Yeah.
Sorry, guy.
Peter Johnson. I've got another one I don't think I've let you hear yet.
We're not above adolescent humor here.
No, we're not. So already we're setting a par different from the Enfield Poltergeist, which kind of a different tangent from Enfield, which I wanted to make the correlation between the young preteen daughter having parapsychological abilities. This family only has a son.
Okay.
So, this would be a nice stray from the norm, and we're going to see precisely what's going on. So, the haunting reportedly began in August of 1971 when Peter first noticed strange tapping noises at night, followed by the sudden malfunctioning of electrical appliances. So, already we're kind of neck and neck with the Enfield Poltergeist. This is how Enfield Poltergeist started with tapping. We know this.
Yeah, except knocking on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is UK. Tapping is the knocking. Tapping is dee-dee-dee.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. There's some
Gotcha.
reports called it rapping.
Rapping.
Yeah, we're not Kendrick Lamar and we're not Edgar Allan Poe, so we're not rapping on anything. Sorry, I'm a Kendrick fan.
rapping at the
Yes, forevermore. You like that? See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. That's where I was going.
I am a comedian in my spare time. So, also, I want to say that the Enfield Poltergeist started off, it was light tapping on the walls, but the daughter was trying to communicate with it, asking questions, and the tapping would respond. So there was initial instigation. The letting in is what I like to call it, is you're inviting whatever's happening in. So they first noticed strange tapping noises at night, followed by sudden malfunctioning electronic appliances. Sarah soon encountered an icy cold spot in the hallway, which persisted despite efforts to warm the area. Matthew reported his belongings mysteriously shifting around the room, with books flying off the shelf in full view of his parents. The first sign of trouble occurred one night when the bedside radio inexplicably switched off by itself.
HENLOS.
Hello, Soya's here, everybody. Hello, Soya. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. We're talking about the Thornton Heath Poltergeist tonight. It switched off by itself, blaring a foreign language station. So, how it switched off and blared a foreign language station, I don't know. Mysteries.
TCS still on. Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I shortened that audio clip.
You really zooped up the old soundboard there.
I work on the audio board every week to make it better.
Good. That's good.
So that was like a 15-second audio clip, and it was too much.
Mm-hmm.
So the family, unable to identify the language, found the experience deeply unsettling.
SPOOPIES.
Spoopies.
I think it's funny that it spells it out when it doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, she's doing all caps.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, maybe the TTS just doesn't know it's spoopies. I mean, we know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think that text to speech is up on all we can go.
No, it is not. It's not fluent to colloquialisms. Thank you, TTS. It added to the growing sense of eerie and unexplainable presence in their home. Initially, the family dismissed the incident as a simple technical glitch, which I've taken apart enough radios to know that is not a technical glitch. You remember when we were living together, how many radios I have taken apart?
Many.
Many, and I still fiddle with radios. So many. I still have my MP3 player, by the way.
The soldering was the fun part.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. However, the disturbances escalated quickly. Soon after the radio incident, a lampshade in the master bedroom was knocked over by an unseen force. This was followed by a series of unexplained, loud bangs and furniture moving on its own. The family, increasingly unnerved, found objects disappearing and reappearing in different places. On several occasions...
I'd just like to say, I think we should all be thankful to all the poltergeists that they all agreed that a cold spot should be the symptom of their remnants, as opposed to, like, say, a wet spot.
Gross.
We should all be really thankful that the cold spot is synonymous with ghost activity as opposed to random wet spots.
Since we're talking about ghost activity, I did.
You're going to say since we're talking about wet spots.
Since we're talking about wet spots.
Gross.
There's this trend going on Instagram.
HAHAHAH damn ghost spot.
Ghost spotting.
There's a trend going on Instagram where it's like ghosts wouldn't be that spooky if you could see what they're doing, and it showed like a guy just standing there, swinging the door back and forth.
Make it a
And
cold
then-
spot. Oh, you mean stuff floating around?
Yeah, like they wouldn't be as scary if you could see them.
Yeah,
they're just
that's
like
funny.
door, cabinet.
Ha ha
This
ha.
is this is floating. Yeah, not as scary.
No.
Yeah. Chroma key me. My shirt is green. Yeah, I would be a floating head and arms because my hair wouldn't catch. My shirt wouldn't catch.
Ghost lightly bats curtains.
Yes.
Yeah. Like a cat.
I'm scaring you. You humans are so afraid right now. Yeah, it's a hilarious trend, and it's one of my favorite trends so far. But yeah, they wouldn't be scary if you could see him, right? Right?
No.
Door. Like it showed him moving a door, and the guy doing it is just
Bored.
yeah. Come on, see me. So, where were we? On several occasions, they even witnessed furniture being violently thrown across the room without any logical explanation. So already, we are neck and neck with the Enfield Poltergeist. This is precisely how everything started. Well, no, I think it started off a little more slowly with the Enfield Poltergeist.
Yeah, they had a lot of like objects dropping onto the counter from
the ceiling.
nowhere. Yeah,
Like-
and they had
Like
all
pebbles
the
and coins.
yeah, and like all the
I
furniture.
love the trend
they-
where ladies get the ghost talker apps and talk to the ghosts like they're friends, giving them gossip.
Oh yes, I play with that one, but I don't play with it in the house because I'm afraid I'm gonna get something intelligible through it, and I'm just gonna be like, nope, we're selling the house. Nope.
No, it'd be good to have a poltergeist house, man. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, they better start paying rent. Got bills.
I mean, payment comes in all kinds of forms. I mean, Yeah.
All right, if you're gonna
Like,
move a
hey,
door,
Yeah, be like, hey, do something funny. I have friends
Okay.
coming over. Just do some funny stuff.
Sell tickets.
yes, there we go. Yeah, like, hey, David's coming. Dude is so scared of everything. Just touch him on the neck a bunch of times.
Pennies
Yeah.
down the back of the sofa.
Yeah. Make squeaky noises, under the chair that he's sitting
What was
on.
that?
Like
What was that? What was that? I'll
Ask
play it
to
up if you just scare him.
getting your ghost applications. Like, so can you do?
Could be the spiders paying rent or the ghosts.
Can you do
Both.
spooky
Or the
noises?
ghosts
no,
of the
no spooky
spiders.
noises. Okay. Do you do strange smells? Oh, you do. Oh, wonderful. That's a bonus.
Oh, that's a good one.
We're
Yes.
interested in that. Yes.
I'll set out some.
Do you do
ghost
cold
if you
spots?
do that.
Oh, you're a wet spot ghost. Yeah, nobody ever hires those. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't the sound I was anticipating.
I can
I was...
I can pee your pants for you. Wait, what? No, why would I want that?
So, we're moving forward. We're moving forward. So
My
yeah,
favorite
weird.
line from Drunk Uncle.
We'll
did
be
you
in
see
touch
that?
for the second
Did you see
round of
that?
interviewing if you do well.
Did you see that? Somebody just pissed my pants.
So, what was that line from Tommy Boy? Oh, I just spilled a bowl of chocolate pudding in my pants. No, that's what it was. He gets hit with a fridge, and he's like, "Oh, I'm covered in chocolate pudding now." And he's like, "Dude, there was no chocolate pudding in there."
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A ghost who pisses your pants. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's just something I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
I don't know. We don't get to pick this stuff.
It's on my resume. I mean,
Yeah, it's just
I have.
they just spin a wheel when you die. Those are the things you get. I don't know.
So, what superpowers do you want as a ghost?
If I were a ghost who could piss someone else's pants, you couldn't stop me.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. You just go. It'd never get old. And
So-
you get a pair of piss pants, and you get a pair
You
of
get
piss
a pair of
pants,
piss pants?
and you get a pair of piss pants.
Oh my gosh, I'm cycling through all the scenarios where I would piss somebody's pants for them. Or what's worse is you could piss their pants but don't relieve their bladder.
Ha
So
ha
they
ha,
s-
piss Oprah.
So they still gotta go after you piss their pants. Yeah.
That's terrible. Are we bad people? That
We
sounds
are.
like a more fun afterlife than whatever it is other ghosts are doing.
No, no, we're not. If anything, we're better people for it.
That guy that always likes to honk the horn behind people, like before the lights even really turned all the way green. Like as soon as he thinks it's gonna
Whose
say,
pants would you piss first is the question.
I'd be like,
Who's-
sir, you just earned yourself a pair of pissed pants. Honking at that old lady.
I'm taking your license plate down, and when I die, I'm coming back.
We're
to
not
piss
bad
your
people.
pants.
We're gonna be horrible ghosts, though.
So Sawyer says, whose pants would you piss first? Is the question.
Oh, Well, at first it would just be random people. Wherever you like appeared, you'd be like, huh, I wonder if that's really a thing. Oh, it works. And at first you just do it to
That's
like
you.
everybody, right? Yeah, because it wouldn't
you're
be
peeing,
so
you're
funny.
peeing,
Yeah,
you're peeing.
yeah. But then
Yes.
eventually you get pickier. Eventually,
Yeah. I
to
would.
make it funnier. You
I
just
have a
stalk people just for the most opportune moment to piss their pants.
I have a specific person in mind. I'm not going to use his name. But on my way to him, everybody would be peeing.
It'd
there
just
would
be
be
like a
There would be
epidemic.
a line. You could plot it out on a map. A line of pissed pants.
H pacing the laughs. Good plan.
There would be a line if you plotted it on a map. There'd be
You
a
could
line
see where you
across
had
the
gone.
Ha
country.
ha ha, a
Yeah,
piss
Get to
trail.
the guy.
There'd be a line, and then it would end right there, and then it would be everywhere, random.
National epidemic of pants.
Yeah.
peeing.
Tom Cruise, the president. Oprah, just for gigs.
Tom Cruise. That's terrible.
Yeah, I'd find you. So if I go first and you piss your pants,
I'll know there's an afterlife.
And everyone
Yeah.
would know who to blame.
yes,
Yeah, I'll know
that's
there's
true.
an afterlife. This is
Yeah.
this is a good plan.
Please,
like
if
that.
you do it to me, just make sure I'm not at work or something. No, wait.
No,
no.
I'm gonna
no,
do it in a
make
moment
sure-
when I'm gonna do it right after you've just gone to pee.
Ha
That
ha
way
ha,
you'll
are
know
we
for
that's
sure.
somehow wholesome.
Yeah, I'll do it. That way you'll know for sure. Like you have just gone. Like you had
Oh,
to pee so bad. You went. You feel really good, and then like a 30 count. Piss your pants.
just button my pants, turn around, flip off the light switch. Gush.
Yeah, like down to your leg. One of those. So like you can't even be like, oh, maybe there's a little dribble left. It'll just be like, yeah, you'd be like, where did he even come from?
And then, as a favor to me, do it while I'm at work so I can go home.
See,
Yeah.
boss, I peed myself. I have to leave.
We were actually just talking about this at work this week. It's
H. Okay, so I guess you can't die before then.
no.
Yeah,
but
I'm probably gonna live like forever. So it's okay.
It's a
Do it as he's
surefire.
leaving work.
As I'm leaving, no, as I get there, so I have to go home. But we were talking about how that's a surefire way to get out of work the rest of the day is shit your pants.
Yes, I've heard that. Though I've never actually tried to.
I've never done it.
I've never tried to do that.
No, I don't plan on it. But if I need a day, like you need it, I am not above shitting my pants. Just saying. Anyway,
Ha ha ha, standing there, straining, trying to shit your pants.
really? You're right? Yeah.
Screaming, I need it.
And my boss is looking at me like, "You okay?" Yeah. Give me a minute.
I will be.
Don't look at me. Don't
Real
look
soon.
at me.
Stop looking at me.
Don't-
You're only making this harder.
I gotta go. What? You just got here. Do you want to see?
I have to go to the doctor.
I'll be so okay, man.
Yeah.
H.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. We got plans for the afterlife. And
Rock
like
solid.
clockwork, I need to use the bathroom.
Because now we sat here and
Dropping
talk about
hot
pee
logs.
for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Sawyer said dropping hot logs.
Gross. Gross.
Yeah. Now I need to use the bathroom for realsies. We will be back
Yes.
Give me just a minute. We're adults. We're middle-aged adults. BRB.
And now we're on to poo.
Yes. Here we are. The little baby puppy was demanding my attention. The wife said he was sitting in there whining. So, here he is. He wanted to come in here and be small. There you go, buddy. I got you. Say hello to the world.
Papa.
My little buddy. Any hoots. So, forgot to tell you, we were watching. So we were watching this YouTube channel. There's this couple of dudes that do paranormal investigations.
Mm-hmm.
And BuzzFeed Unsolved. You ever watched it?
No.
No. Well, you get bored, check out BuzzFeed Unsolved on YouTube, and there's a couple of dudes that do like ghost hunts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one dude, like a little Asian dude. He's perpetually just scared of everything. and then there's a tall white guy, and he is like not scared of any of it, doesn't believe in ghosts at all. And they're doing so we started watching their live feed today on YouTube, and they're in a room doing EVP session. So
Okay.
they got the voice box or the spirit box going, and it says random words, right? And that's how you communicate with the ghost. And they're like, all right, so we got this machine going, so if you want to say anything, just come out and say it through this thing here. It'll tell us words, blah blah blah. And they're like, so the white dude just constantly talks shit. He's like, come on, you're a bitch ass. You ain't gonna come across here and scratch me in the eyes or nothing like that. Blah blah blah. He's always talking shit. And they're talking to the spirit box and said, all right, well, we're about to shut this off, so if you got anything you want to say, go on and say it. And it comes through the spirit box. Fuck you guys.
The first thing I'd say is, oi ghost, your mum. EC, that's the British way.
Yeah. But it was so funny because they do this entire episode to get a single EVP, and then they're running the spirit box. You got one last chance to say what you want to say.
Ha 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 ha, that's amazing clap.
Fuck you guys. So it said. And then it went quiet. It was good stuff. Oh, quit your yawning. You're not scared. You are right where you want to be. Also, your package is in Oklahoma, and it should be there sometime next month. Yes.
Nice.
It's a couple shirts, and I hope they fit.
Sweet. I'm sure they
You
will.
you see what I got to deal with constantly? I'm holding him
A
up.
withal astronaut.
I'm a size 10-year-old.
Well, the shirts we got are one is smaller than the other, so the smaller one's for you. I picked that one, and the bigger one's for Paul. They do have a tendency to shrink pretty badly, so I got you a size bigger.
Okay.
So it can shrink, and if not, then you'll just get a nice baggy shirt. Oh,
Sweet.
jeez, this is what I have to live with constantly. This is only once. Want a small dog now, friend? So we are on to the investigation and the theories of the. Oh, you ready to go now? Now that we're talking
Papa
about ghosts.
STAND.
Yes, he's a big boy. You ready to go? We go see Mom. You can come back anytime you want. I'll be right here, buddy. Tally ho. All right, so we are on the investigation theories. So, desperate for help, the family sought assistance from
Even bigger
paranormal
with your height
investigators.
added.
That's right. He's almost taller than me when he was standing on me.
Very smart.
One of the first to visit the house was renowned psychic investigator Harold Fisher, who conducted a series of seances in an attempt to communicate with the entity. So I have heard the name Harold Fisher a few times before. I couldn't put a finger on like one major incident that made him like famous, but he's kind of been here and there. Something
I haven't heard of him.
like the Iggy Pop of paranormal investigation. We've all heard his name, but we probably couldn't name one of his songs.
I was like, that's a weird reference, but now it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does know who Iggy Pop is. Many would have trouble naming a song.
I couldn't. No, absolutely not. And I think I have one of his albums on vinyl.
I don't think any of them are super good.
He's a cutting fairies out and photographing them guy.
Yeah, maybe. He strikes me as the type of individual that would stoop to that.
I know what Iggy Pop looks like.
See? Yeah.
See?
See, you know what he looks like, but you couldn't name one of his songs. So we're dealing with the Iggy Pop of paranormal investigations here.
I couldn't tell you a single song.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
So now I'm curious. Now I gotta know. Because his band was just his name, right?
No. He was in the Stooges.
Oh, yeah. So his
He was
top
a singer
song
for
is
the
called
Stooges.
The Passenger. I just want to hear a little bit of. Let me see.
They're not good. Unless you like the Stooges, in which case I'm sorry.
No,
No,
this is not good.
no.
It's like
I'm not
rockabilly.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
It reminds me of
I think they called it punkabilly, but yeah,
yeah. That's about what it sounds like.
It
It
was-
sounds like punk rock trying to be rockabilly.
pop punk, punkabilly.
There he is, young. Gross.
Not an
Yeah.
improvement.
Nope. He got worse as he aged. Sorry, buddy.
Mhm.
So,
It's like
Fisher-
everyone in the Rolling Stones.
right? Yeah, geez. Their mouths get bigger, but they just keep aging.
He has eyes like he enjoys speedballs and crack, despite being able to afford more expensive drugs.
It's just true.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his kind of
'Cause-
class. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty
because
much.
I
pretty much nailed it.
I think he's like 20 years sober, but he used to be hardcore into heroin.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that
he's
checks
always
out.
kind of he's
little twitchy, little skinny.
geared for the rest of his life.
Can't sit still, always itchy.
Yeah, there was actually some new footage of him like a week or two ago from the Grammys? Question mark. And
That's how you know the
dude-
Grammys are having trouble.
when they
He
invited him,
definitely has a heroin look.
No,
Yeah.
that they even filmed it.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing was, is he looked like he was like tweaking hard on the red carpet, bro. Like, dude
Ah.
showed up with I don't think he was even wearing a shirt underneath, like a jacket, like a suit jacket.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, he never wears a shirt
Ha
anyway.
ha ha when they invite Iggy Pop.
yeah. He's his own organic perpetual motion machine.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
doesn't know what still is.
Yeah, he's got the.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't tweaking.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He's got
he's a
the-
no shirt guy.
He's definitely got
Yeah.
the meth vibe going, but he's not like Ozempic face or nothing. But he's definitely got the.
That we live in a culture where the Ozempic face is a relevant.
It's a thing
term.
now. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sad.
a
Really.
relevant term. Yeah, I see it a lot around here. I'm like, you're on the thing, aren't you?
Really? Where you're at?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's very
Wow.
popular for folks because you know I know a lot of the business community, and you can just tell, you know, that stuff's not been out long, and people who have been historically overweight, I don't see them for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden, you
They're
know,
looking
they
like
look-
Skeletor.
They look a certain way, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're on the thing.
You're on.
You're on the
The-
thing. I
you're
mean,
on the
Why the
Does
heck
he-
can you just get Ozempic like that? It's wild.
because you can get all kinds of things that are not scheduled, as it's just that insurance won't pay for it. So it's like $400 or $500 a shot.
Yeah. But apparently it
So-
works.
I mean, that's what I see. Looks like
I-
looks like it does
just-
what they say it does.
I just need one to get rid of like 50 pounds, and I'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
No, or like 30.
I
Yeah.
just, you know, I went the, you know, the masochist way and decided to do 90 classes of yoga in 90 days. That was I just like the punishment, I guess.
Yeah, every now and again, I get in the conversation with people, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to do yoga, but I don't register in my brain that it's been almost 10 years since I've done a single pose, and I'm like, cool, I can still do this. Shoot, shoot, and I go to do the fold behind my back.
Yeah.
I could still do it. But
yeah,
damn it, it
but
hurts.
even without insurance, it boggles my mind.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
you if you
if
got
things
money,
aren't
you can
scheduled-
get anything.
if things aren't scheduled, there's a whole, you know, if it has an off-label use for weight loss, I mean, the vast majority
Ha
of
ha ha
Americans,
ha, I'm like that with
qualify-
martial arts.
the vast
Yeah, you
majority
feel
of
it
people,
right.
in the-
H-A-H-A-H.
the vast majority of people in the United States qualify as overweight, so you know that's a
Yeah.
registered use for it. Insurance just won't cover it, but it's a recognized use for it. So yeah, you can get it.
It's funny. It's funny.
You can
So
get it.
you said it's funny. So you said something about martial arts because I did. It was called Tung Sudo. I did it in middle school, and at the time I was like 12, and I was so flexible I could, scratch my back with my foot. So 12, right? And
Right.
every
You
now and
gotta
again I
remember.
get this. Yeah, I get this wild hair. I was like, yeah, I used to do martial arts, and I go do a kick, and I drop myself because I have no flexibility.
Pulls your back leg out from underneath
The,
you.
the foot goes up, but the rest of my body follows, and then I'm down. Yes, I've done it enough to embarrass myself to know not to do it anymore. Yeah, no more. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. 10 years I've really
How
dropped
about
off.
making your junk food shit and real ingredients affordable? How about that American government?
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
It's I'm
You know.
slowly breaking my way out of that cycle. It's early spring here, so the garden went in this weekend. So hopefully soon we'll be getting some fresh vegetables. Yeah, we had a
That's
pretty
what I
big
like.
garden. Pretty
That's
big
how
garden
it's
last
done in
year.
Europe.
I like pulling stuff out of the random vegetables out of the garden, then figuring out something to make that uses them all.
Yeah, I like the.
That's what I
I've
used to
had
do because
American
you never know
fast
what's
food.
ready.
It's so delicious.
It's designed that way.
So the vegetables
French
I grow.
fast food, disgusting.
Oh yes, I've heard Mick Royale with cheese. We've all seen Pulp Fiction. But the stuff we grow in the garden is stuff we use to complement food. So we'll be like, well, let's make chicken. What are we going to put with it? Well, I'm growing basil, and I got tomatoes, and I got a bell pepper. Chop it all up, mix it together. It's phenomenal.
British fast food, it's fine.
It's
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
Three
fine.
dots at the end of it. It's fine. ...
I
But
used to plant everything in the produce aisle except for
Oh my gosh, garden clap.
except for onions and leafy like greens. I used to plant
We-
everything except for the bulbs and the leafy stuff, only because
Ha ha ha.
it takes so long to grow.
Yeah,
I plant onions the season before, and the leafy stuff. More often than not, I got eaten by bugs because I wouldn't use any pesticide stuff.
Yeah.
All the lettuce got eaten, like almost, and cabbage. It all got eaten without remorse.
So we planted tomatoes, bell peppers, basil, broccoli, and I have 2 lemon trees and 2 strawberry plants from last year. And I'm gonna wait and see if my grapes
That's
come
why
back
you get
this year.
chickens.
Oh yeah,
geez.
yeah, old yard chickens.
Yeah, we would like chickens, but we don't have enough yard space for chickens. It's the problem. That we're in the middle of town.
Yeah.
And then when the chickens become a problem, you get foxes.
True.
Yeah, I'm far enough away from everything that I'm sure. Like I've seen. Well, no, I say that. I don't know, because most evenings when I'm coming home from work, there's an old soybean field like a quarter mile from my house here, like 25, 30 turkeys in the middle of the field, which is wild to me because back when I lived in Arkansas, you never saw that. Because as soon as anybody saw turkeys in Arkansas, they get shot.
It's horrendous if you have a neighbor with a cockerel.
Oh yes.
Soybeans.
We've got quite a lot of wildlife up on the
I grow in your state.
mountain that we live on, and so we have a ton of deer. We have 2 foxes, a big old fat groundhog, or woodchuck.
God.
Sorry, woodchuck. Big old fat woodchuck. A whole family of skunks, many a raccoon,
I haven't seen any
and,
skunks or raccoons here yet.
but no predators. So that's why we have so much wildlife. No predators, and everybody in Fayetteville leaves them alone.
OMG, you got some sounds going on. H-A-H-A-H-H-A.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of town.
They don't call it the natural state for nothing.
No, they don't.
Deer and foxes yelling, woof.
Yes. Gus likes it a lot.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard foxes here yet, which is weird because when I lived in Arkansas, you heard them everywhere, even in town. Foxes all over the place. But here, lots of birds. Birds are like crazy, but I'm really close to the ocean here, so I don't think it's the right area for them.
We've also got a pack of coyotes in town.
In
In town, you can hear them at night. Yep.
No way. They're too creepy. Too
Keep
creepy.
your cats inside.
Yeah, there's too many wild cats around here to be anything majorly predatory around
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, keep your cats inside. All right.
Sorry.
The
Cool.
ghosts.
So, let's get back to the investigation.
If you hear sounds like someone getting murdered for ages, that's probably a fox.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've heard them.
Yes.
It's not fun when you're taking the dog out in the middle of the night and that's all you hear in the pitch black. All right, so we were up to Harold Fisher. He claimed to have made contact with the spirit of a former resident. The psychic medium who visited the house also corroborated this, stating that the disturbances were caused by the spirit of a
They
man.
scream right next to my window on the ground floor.
Nope. Nope. Wait, do I have that sound? No, but I got the. Stating the disturbances were caused by the spirit of a man who once lived there and was enraged by the presence of the new occupants. In addition to psychic investigators, a team of parapsychologists from a local university conducted research in the house, setting up recording equipment, motion detectors, and electromagnetic field monitors. Also running parallel to Enfield Poltergeist, which is what they did there.
Mm-hmm.
Over several nights, they documented unexplained cold spots, sudden spikes in electromagnetic activity, and even recorded a faint whispering sound that could not be traced to any living person, which I was not able to find that recording. Unfortunately, there is very little like real tangible evidence in this case. And I dug and dug and dug and tried to find that. The closest thing I could find was a movie that was made in like 2000 about this. And that was it. Yeah. Well, on one occasion, a chair was observed moving on its own across the room, an event witnessed by both the researchers and the Johnson family. Further research into the house's history through local records and
There never is tangible evidence. Very annoying.
Yeah, that's the problem we run into with a lot of these. They're heavily documented. Like, people see stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't get the good photographs, videos, audio recordings. Sure, they say they got an audio recording, but we never get it.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, that's the one thing we didn't get with the Enfield Poltergeist case was audio recording. Which
they made a lot of recording, but remember they kept it. They have it all in their archives, but it's not available. None of it's available to the public. That Center for Psychical Research. Folks, they have it all, but they don't. They don't. It's not like they have a YouTube channel.
Right?
Wait, what's the point?
I know. Yeah. That's my thought. If I had a Center for Psychical Research, you don't have to put it up and say this is definitely a ghost. Be like, hey, this is what.
Here's our findings. Yeah.
Plus, absolutely. It's been so long. Like, just put it up.
I have recordings, but no one can hear them. HMPH.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
It's probably to the point where they have recordings, sure, but if somebody decided to try to pick it apart, there would most likely be a logical, simple explanation for it, and they didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, there's also that. There's a lot of confirmation bias with the keeping of that stuff.
That's why
I have a recording of a ghost. No, you cannot hear it.
Yes, but I have one,
and it's real.
Absolutely
it's real.
Yeah, it's been listened to by 5 investigators, so it's true. It's real.
It's real. I mean, if you heard it, you would think it's real, but you can't hear it.
Yeah. But I'll show you a video of the audio. Right? That's what you get. And that's what'll be released to the news.
It's real, I promise.
I promise.
Yeah, surely you'll take my word for it. I'm a paranormal investigator. Everything I say is true. Surely you must be joking.
Don't call me Shirley.
Fun fact. I think it was like the 25th anniversary of Airplane.
It's on my iTunes.
There you go. Yeah, because they were using iTunes in the 70s.
Yes.
It's like the 20 or 25th year anniversary of Airplane. They pushed out a special edition DVD, and it was called the Don't Call Me Shirley edition.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Just saying. I grew up on this stuff. That's my stuff. That's my shit. So, further research into the house's history through local records and accounts from former neighbors revealed that a previous resident had indeed been a violent and angry man who alleged had a history of domestic abuse. Some theorists suggest that his lingering negative energy might have contributed to the poltergeist activity, which is interesting. So this is a very common thing among, I don't want to use the word explicitly, just paranormal investigations or poltergeist activities. But it's starting to strike me as a residual haunting.
There are a lot of angry old British pensioners.
Yeah.
In these cases that formerly lived at the residence.
Yeah, so residual hauntings is the most popular theory for poltergeist activity because it's not explicitly a negative entity that's causing what's happening in the house. It's residual because this person has a history of being
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A. There are so many angry old British pensioners.
I see. That's what I'm saying. That's how that's how it factors in. It's just there's a critical mass in Britain of angry old pensioners.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Yeah.
And so historically speaking, when it comes to residual hauntings,
they don't leave you alone even when they're dead.
Yes. So it's like limestone. I think it's limestone that stores psychic energy. So if there's a powerful event that happens, that psychic energy is stored in the limestone and causes a recording effect, which creates
limestone.
I don't know, but there is consistent historical references that have to do with limestone and some major traumatic event, i.e., the Civil War. That entire field, the battlefield of the Civil War, the one in Gettysburg, it's a major limestone bed. And they're saying that's why
I've heard about the natural storing of energies in natural stones theory.
Right. So limestone naturally stores psychic energy. So if something bad were to happen in a place, you get what's called a residual haunting. And this is where, do you need a minute to put your hoodie on? Because I'm gonna run for a minute.
I mean, I was just trying to warm up my arms. They're really the part that's cold. So
okay.
I turned up the heat, but it hasn't helped yet. So
so this is, I'm a firm believer of residual hauntings. It is a thing. I do believe it's a thing because you got to think about hauntings in a ballpark figures where, say, you're in a house that's built in the 1700s, but it has been remodeled, and every night at 2 a.m.
It's like a DVD menu screen on loop.
Yes. Every night at 2 a.m., you see a lady in a white dress floating down the hallway, and she floats through the wall. All right?
Okay.
Everybody knows about the lady in white that floats through the wall. But when you go back and look at the original floor plans of the building,
there was a door there.
There was a door there. So what you're looking at is a residual haunting of maybe the lady was running from somebody who was chasing her that killed her initially. What have you.
That could never be me as a ghost. I'm not punctual like that.
Right? So you see what I mean by residual hauntings is that it looks spooky to us because this lady in white is phasing through a wall. But if you, like the movie Lucy, let's scroll the timeline back to where the house was just built. There's a doorway there, and her movements make sense. All of a sudden, it's not so creepy. It's just the energy of what happened in the incident stored in the earth. It's like a playback.
I got
and it gets stronger the closer you get to the anniversary of the event.
Okay.
So that's what I feel like is the issue here.
Suddenly it's confirmed.
Suddenly, pineapples. Douglas Adams, anybody?
Yeah.
Am I the only Douglas Adams fan on the planet?
No, I like Douglas Adams.
Suddenly, pineapples. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is my shit. But I feel like that's what we might be dealing with
Pineapples
here.
nods.
That's right, pineapples. I feel like, sure, we probably had an angry pensioner that, I'm going to use pensioner because it's been brought up twice now. an angry pensioner that was grumpy
This
and
means
he
old
was
guy in British.
yeah, old guy in British, yeah. That he was recorded as abusive, a domestic abusive kind of fella. So there's a strong psychic energy there that, I don't know. Is there a way to pull up like a topography map of the UK and see if it's on limestone? I'm just curious.
Maybe.
You want to see if we can, you want to see if we can look it up right quick?
USGS might have that, but there's no way you're going to find it in the course of this show because their stuff is incredibly dense and difficult to parse.
Basically sitting in his armchair at home, in a knitted vest, drinking beers.
Which, it's funny you say that because that was the Enfield Poltergeist. It was a grumpy previous owner of the home.
We have limestone, I think.
He died in his armchair, and that's where they kept seeing him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why I mentioned the old guy thing because it seems to be a common thread.
So GWOGLE says, yes, the UK is particularly the southern half and parts of Scotland have extensive limestone deposits. So we know from the beginning of the episode that Thornton Heath is on the southern half of the UK.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, that
I've
makes
seen
sense then.
plenty of shale, slate on the coast.
That makes sense.
It says if you look at a geological map of the British Isles, you can scarcely miss the fact
Different
that
stone, but we got stone, bro.
you can scarcely miss the fact that the Carboniferous limestone covers more of these islands than any other formation. So there you go.
Hence all the British ghosting.
Exactly. So stands to reason within, we're pretty sure at this point that this house probably
Makes
sat
sense.
on a limestone deposit. Yeah. Depending on how angry this pensioner guy was, which he's British, so he surely must be pretty angry.
Repressed and angry.
My idea of what he looks like is the old man from Courage the Cowardly Dog with his jaw sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
Let me hold on. Wait. I gotta find it now.
Oh, those
I got you.
pensioners are mad.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, H-A-H-A-H-A.
Well, there was one of him on the couch.
Oh,
There's
was
one
there?
of him on the couch. Yeah, go back. There. There you go. That's how I imagine he sat every night.
There it is.
with
There's
his- there. Just like that.
This is what I see.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. That's really showing my age. But that's what I think
Instead
of.
of overalls, knitted vest over a shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. This is what I see when they said there's an angry previous owner that had a history of domestic violence.
That's
Right
what
there.
you see.
Yep. Except he's not yelling at a dog, he's yelling at his wife and his kid. Well, I don't know if he had a kid, but he's definitely angry and he's sitting in a chair, so this is what he's doing. So picture this guy when we talk about this ghost.
Of course he had a kid. He has one that doesn't know how good he's got it. Doesn't know how hard things was back in the day.
All right. Some theorists suggest that his lingering negative energy may have contributed to the poltergeist activity. Paranormal investigators proposed that the entity was a residual haunting. Oh, there we go. With intense emotions from a past imprinting on the environment, with others suggesting it was an intelligent spirit actively reacting to the family's presence. I'm already leaning towards residual haunting on this one. Irregardless, a haunting nonetheless. It's funny because I didn't fully read through my script here before.
Victor's called it.
I did. I called it. Yeah. I read the signs. We're good at reading the signs and read the signs. That's what I do. Skeptics, on the other hand, argue that the events could have been caused by psychological factors, particularly poltergeist activities being linked to human agents under extreme emotional stress. Takes us back to the beginning of the episode where we talked about the young girl in the Enfield poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say how old his son was. I could look it up, but I'm sure at this point it's probably around the same age as the girl from the Enfield poltergeist, 12, 13, 14. Which this would be kind of an outlier. It wouldn't necessarily fall into the category, I think, of a young teen showing parapsychological abilities, unknown parapsychological abilities. But it's interesting that this is brought up. The notion of recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis, RSPK, where individuals unknowingly manifest disturbances through subconscious energy, has been proposed as a possible explanation. So should we just wrap it up now? I mean, I said it. I said it like an hour ago.
Well, let's see what else they put forward.
All right. Psychologists who reviewed the case suggested that the stress of moving into a new home, combined with personal struggles within the family, could have contributed to hallucinations or exaggerated perceptions of natural occurrences. Despite these alternative explanations, no conclusive evidence was ever found to fully debunk
Cheap
or
viewers
confirm.
on streammoo.com, remove the space at S7TKQ6woo. Are you kidding me? Thornton Heath in Croydon. Yeah, I'd be angry and stressed if I lived in Croydon too.
Okay, hold on. I gotta ban somebody.
Is it bad? What was
OMG,
that?
you got a bot. Clap.
I got a bot. I gotta ban somebody.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I can do it through OBS now. Cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Sweet. You're gone. Goodbye. Banned. All right. So you said, are you kidding me? Thornton Heath in Croydon.
Croydon's a crap hole.
Yeah, I'd be angry and stressed if I lived in Croydon too. Cool. So it's good to know that we've got somebody with a little bit of demographic information about the area. I don't know much about it personally. Like, if it were here, I could tell you probably about what the living situation would be
London's
like.
car park is how I heard it referred to growing up.
Oh no!
Dang! Ouch!
That's tough.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough description. London's
Jeez.
car park. Wow.
Ugh.
Okay.
That's
Well.
why he was grumpy and abusive. Might as
I've
well
heard
be
people
London,
with less excuse.
right? Might as well be London's toilet at this point. So, despite these alternative explanations, no conclusive evidence was ever found to fully
Absolutely.
debunk or confirm the supernatural claims, leaving the case open to interpretation. Desperate for help, the family sought assistance from paranormal investigators and spiritualists. One psychic medium who visited the house claimed that the disturbances were caused by the spirit of a man who had once lived in the house and was enraged by the new occupants. We're getting cyclical answers here. So that's the second psychic to say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Further research. Oh no! Wow. Yeah, I'm getting. I got a whole paragraph from.
Did it double over your script?
Yeah. Wow. Sorry. That's what I get for copying and pasting. Yeah, we're getting back to the angry previous owner.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving an imprint.
Could
but-
be worse. He could have lived in East London. I'm in West London, lol.
Punch. It's like the difference between North and South Little Rock.
There's a difference.
No, you're right. There's not a
Sorry, everybody that lives in Little Rock, but I hate Little Rock, so it's deal with it, live with it. It'll be fine.
It's a shit box. I'm glad
You'll be
it's
okay. You live there, make the best of it. God, it's terrible.
You're right. We're gonna burn for that one.
Yeah. No, I won't. I mean, any listeners that live up here near me are all be like, yeah, Little Rock's terrible. Anybody that's in
If you live
Arkansas,
there, why?
So
Well,
they said,
I
if,
mean-
if you live there, why?
Oh, I mean, it's. I don't know.
It's
So it was the
And
first.
also his condolences.
It was the first big city in Arkansas before there was any real money in Arkansas. So it grew up kind of haphazardly. So it's a big patchwork. Infrastructure's bad. It's
So
a lot
bad.
of, yeah, a lot of.
No, I know you don't live there, lol.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, a lot of. It's just it's a rough city for a city that's not very big. It's got a lot of big.
Or do you still live
like,
there?
No, it's got a lot of big metropolis problems.
Yeah.
For a city that's nowhere near big enough to have them.
It reminded me of the Arkansas version of Detroit,
Yeah, that's a great description.
Yeah.
That's a great description. Yeah,
it reminds me of the clip of I think it was Robot Chicken, where they were spoofing
Needs a
War of the-
Batman.
Yeah,
Yes.
it needs like 5 or 6 Batmen.
yes.
They were spoofing War of the Worlds, and they're
Okay.
like, we've got live feed from, or we've got video from Detroit where there's stuff going on. It shows the city. It shows the city burning and
Ha
like
ha
there's
ha,
smoke.
needs a team of Batman.
Yeah.
It shows like the city burning and smoke blowing up and sirens going off. And like, now here's a live footage, and it's the same
yeah.
footage. It's just got the alien tripod
Yeah.
standing in the middle. It's the
Yeah.
same. Sirens
Yeah.
going off, smoke going off, burning, or buildings burning. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shitbox. It's not a great place. So, However-
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A.
the notion of recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis (RSPK), where individuals unknowingly manifest disturbances through subconscious energy, is the strongest and most highly
Aliens
proposed.
wouldn't land there.
No, they wouldn't. If they did, we wouldn't know about it because they would die immediately.
I mean, I won't land there, so you know, I would hope highly intelligent beings didn't either.
But RSPK is the most.
And if they did, their ships would get stripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen a UFO
Instantly.
sitting on blocks? Go to Detroit.
Yeah.
You'll find one.
Go to, yeah, exactly.
Ha ha ha, maybe they have been landing there.
Maybe they have been. Maybe that's why we haven't seen them because they're like, oh, look, that's a big city. Let's go
Let's
there.
land there.
And they go and immediately get jacked, and then they can't leave, and then they die because there's no, like, I don't know what they breathe, helium in the atmosphere.
Exactly.
Bibbidi bibbidi. Cork on flaxon. We can't
Rookie
breathe.
mistake.
Rookie mistake, yeah. So,
They get mugged.
they did, yes. And their UFO is sitting on blocks. Could you imagine? A UFO sitting on cinder blocks with their grav engines removed?
Yeah, just sitting. They
With their
stripped all the
injured-
copper out of them.
with all the
And there's youths walking around getting high off of their helium suits.
yeah, that's right. So then it begs the question: are there like nitrous suits? Do they breathe like nitrous oxide, and that's why they jack the UFOs? And there's just kids walking around in Detroit getting high off of alien suits because they landed there.
I wish somebody had said the word nitrous oxide suit when I was in my early 20s. I would have instantly had a weekend project.
Ha 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 ha, that's gotta be it.
Now we know. Now we know why UFOs have not really been substantiated because they keep getting stuck in Detroit.
I would have called 3 people and been like, I have this idea. Just now hear me out.
Yeah. Write it down.
2 words. Nitrous oxide suit.
Oh my gosh. Let's go.
Nice.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
All right. So the haunting reportedly lasted nearly 4 years, with the activity
Wow.
peaking before gradually subsiding. After seeking religious intervention and conducting a s-
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H, and you've got a plastic bag taped to your head with a tube feeding into it, attached to a canister of nitro.
Yeah, I mean, we would have gotten a little more into it than that because once with me and the guys that I grew up with, if I had said nitrous oxide suit, they'd have been like, I mean, can we find a space helmet? I'm like, I mean, I feel like I mean, it doesn't have to work for space, but it needs to look like a space helmet. Yeah, I think we can do that.
It doesn't need
Okay,
to
a
work
whole
for
ass
space.
trash bag then. Then.
Oh, the TTS was great. It was like quid pro quo, though. Quid pro quo. That
Fishbowl,
was good.
take to a garbage bag.
Yeah, I mean, closer to
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, who didn't know a buddy with a gas mask bong? Like, you know. So I mean, you know, I have like.
Oh, dropping stuff. There we go. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like we could take this off. It threads in. We could.
Yeah.
we could do all
Yeah.
sorts of
See,
stuff with
Ha
this.
ha ha, I didn't, but sure.
Yeah.
this
like,
used
I
to be.
could-
This
Okay,
used to be
now
my
I do.
master performing whenever I used to paint live and do the abstract stuff.
Now I know
Oh,
two
yeah.
guys.
I had this with, but yeah, I had this with black lights behind the eyes. Yeah. Look, if you didn't own a gas mask growing up, I didn't probably know you. If you didn't go to the Army surplus store and buy a gas mask, I didn't know you.
Yeah, this is Soviet era. This is like I shouldn't have the lid off on this, but I do. It's got asbestos in it. But
I mean, I
I
guess
don't
you
wear
don't-
this.
I mean, I guess, you know, you don't die from the mustard gas. For
That's
two
my-
reasons.
One of my crown jewels. I love that thing. I got it for like $10. At a
Yeah, because
junction.
it has asbestos in it.
What?
Oh, nice. Mesothelioma machine.
Have I been sitting in this the whole time?
I mean,
I was
you
wondering what-
couldn't tell.
I was wondering why my chair felt weird. Anywho,
Apply
now that
the
we-
asbestos directly.
In the
Yes.
world of Grindr, we would call you a pro.
Thank you.
Have I been sitting on that?
Have I? Did I just slide down the bar stool?
Grinder
He's-
notification goes off.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Need to do some man kegels or something.
There we go. Oh, excuse me.
Nice.
Hey man, I think I forgot something in your ass.
Where'd my watch go?
Where'd my watch go? Oh my god.
Wasn't I wearing a watch?
Wasn't I?
Wasn't I?
Wasn't I?
Wasn't I?
Wasn't I? Question mark. Oh jeez. Yeah, this is the fuel this podcast runs on. Wait.
Haha, is it weird that I know that was definitely not the grinder noise?
Oh,
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H,
Nice.
where's my arm gone?
Nice.
oh, excuse me. My phone's going off. Hold on.
Ghosts and fisting jokes. Nice clap.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Golf clap.
Wait, do I have a? What have I got?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of limited here. I don't have.
We don't
This is a
have
very-
soundbite for that.
This is a very, very catered sound effect, and I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
There you go. That's close enough. All right. So
Does anyone ever report a ghost fisting, or is that like enjoyable and therefore unreported?
Oh,
no,
probably
no,
unreported.
probably yeah, absolutely
It's
unreported.
probably unreported. They don't want to scare them away.
Yeah, they're having too good of a time that they're like, if I report this, the
Clap
priest is going to
best
show
sound
up.
effects.
Thank you. I worked hard on these sound effects. Just like I worked hard on this. Or not hard at all. Second nature.
The crickets.
All right.
Yeah, preacher's gonna make it stop, which we don't want.
Yeah, so so the preacher shows up, makes it go away. That's not what they want. They're definitely keeping their ghost around for that reason. So after 4 years, the house returned to normal and no further paranormal activity was reported. After moving out in late 1975, the Johnsons never experienced similar disturbances again, leading some researchers to speculate that the entity was tied specifically to the house rather than the individuals. In later interviews, the family members described a sense of relief after leaving, though they remained haunted by the memories of their
And now I'm
experience.
thinking about ghost resumes again.
Yes.
What is your ghost ability again?
It's spectral fist. Oh, is that where you punch somebody with like spectral energy? No.
No, it's like, this is you, this is me. Do you get it?
Be like Ghost Fist. That sounds like something out of Street Fighter. It's not like Street Fighter.
Nothing like Street Fighter at all.
It's not like
Ha
Street
ha ha,
Fighter.
spectral fisting.
There's a quote. Quote us on that. Apple Podcast. And to think that just today I realized that Apple Podcast gave us a clean rating. Yeah. Oh, don't spill your drink now.
That's just
Spectral
so
reach
funny.
around.
Ah,
I could go on for days.
No, it's good. Keep it going. It's good.
it says here you're a trombonist.
Oh well, that's ruined now.
Was it? Was
Is it the
was
rusty persuasion?
Is that left over from your your previous life? No, I wish that weren't one of my skills. Yeah. Can you show me? I
Your
mean,
clean
I'd
rating.
rather not. I'd rather not.
Yeah. So he says the clean rating is ruined now.
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A.
Yes. Yeah. Not. We
Toot,
like to
toot,
make
toot.
clean. We like to make clean things dirty.
Toot toot toot. All right. I completely lost track. The rusty trombone joke threw me. In later interviews, family members described a sense of relief after leaving the house. They remained haunted by the memories of their experiences. They
Anyway.
They firmly believe, yes. Any hoots. They firmly believed that whatever force had tormented them was bound to that location and had no influence over them once they relocated. The subsequent residents of the home did not report any unusual activity, further deepening the mystery. In conclusion, the Thornton Heath Poltergeist remains one of the most terrifying and mysterious cases of paranormal activity in British history. Though skeptics offer alternative explanations, the sheer intensity of the events and the number of witnesses make it difficult to dismiss outright. Whether a product of supernatural forces, psychological phenomena, or an elaborate hoax, the story of the Thornton Heath Poltergeist continues to fascinate paranormal researchers and skeptics alike. Proponents of the paranormal interpretation. Hold on.
We're here for you.
Thank you.
Interpolation.
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 That's what I thought it was. Interpolation.
Yeah.
Proponents of the paranormal interpretation point to the physical attacks witnessed
Reassuring Pat.
by witnessed apparitions.
Reassuring Pat.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was good. That was good. Well timed.
It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Well timed.
Proponents of the paranormal interpretation point to the physical attacks witnessed by skeptics. However, they argue that the stress-induced psychological factors or environment influences such as structural issues in the house could explain the reported events. Ultimately, the case remained unsolved, leaving room for speculation and ongoing debate. It serves as a haunting reminder of the unknown forces that may exist just beyond the veil of our understanding. There you go.
Very nice.
Thank you. How about Do a theremin?
Structural
There you go.
issues. They had subsidence.
Yeah, it's funny that they mentioned the structural issues of the house being a stress inducer, but they didn't tell the investigators about it, and it didn't come up in any research.
Yeah, I mean, structural issues in the house could account for sounds and weird noises. Like houses can make a lot of sounds, more than just creaks and knocks. But
Sure.
it doesn't really account for cold spots and furniture moving. It said that the people and the investigators both saw a chair move across the room, was the description. Across the room.
Yes.
I don't think structural... I mean, it have to be some pretty crazy structural problems to move the chair across the room. So, I don't know. I don't know about that, but...
I was hoping to find, like, the address of the house and pull it up.
Ha ha ha, leaning tower of Pisa level of subsidence would create moving furniture.
Let's see. All right, so we got a road. Let's just drop in, look at street view.
Oh, okay, so it's another set of row houses, just like...
Just like the
Enfield
Enfield.
one. Yeah,
Exactly.
Just like it.
Okay.
Post-World War II stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at an ocean of concrete.
Looks
at this
like a
point.
normal road, lol.
Yeah, so I don't see... I mean...
Yeah, most of London looks like this.
Well, yeah, because
So-
it all had to be rebuilt after it was flattened.
It's only
So-
central looks different.
Yeah.
Different.
So I'm wondering, are these houses wooden structures where I'm seeing a lot of brick? I'm wondering
I
if a
think
lot of
they're
these
brick and
homes are...
painted brick.
I wonder if these are all brick underneath.
Those houses are 60s, 70s builds.
Oh, so,
Ah.
yeah. So 60s, 70s, we're talking at the most, the house is 10 years old. Why would it be having structural issues?
Yeah, I don't know about structural issues. I'm not really inclined to go with that one, but...
It makes me wonder if they were thinking that was just an easy out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not open at all to having a conversation about it, you're going to come up with all sorts of things that are the reason why it can't be, why it'd be
Subsidence,
anything
dude.
other. Yeah, why it'd be anything other than, paranormal. I'm not saying that, you just have to believe it just because somebody said there was a paranormal occurrence, but if a lot of people go in there and come out and say, yeah, there's something weird going on there, I think at some point, maybe at least hear them out.
Right. I mean, so I have an idea
Okay.
of what I think happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want
But it's
to
the law
say...
to believe in paranormal activity here.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to say what you think you believe first?
Sure.
And in the meantime, Soya, do you want to type up what you think? Because I'm curious what you think. Go ahead, Aeon. Let's hear what you think.
So this feels like, given the length of time, right? Enfield was pretty short.
Yeah.
Right? The length of time we're talking about for the investigation was pretty short.
I think it was 18 months.
Yeah. This was 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? 4 years of this stuff going on.
I think
And-
Harold likes money.
And it, yeah. And it seems like it doesn't seem like it certainly didn't get the worldwide fame that the Enfield Poltergeist did, right? Like
Yeah.
it went through British media and that went across Europe and even the couple, that couple, the paranormal couple,
Yeah.
Ed and Lorraine, they heard about it and flew there to check it out. Like, so it got a lot of publicity really quickly. This really didn't. And to keep it going for 4 years over just publicity, I mean, it didn't seem like it got that much. At least based on this, but there was a whole lot more investigation than Enfield.
Yeah.
I think now I'm not going to speculate as to what kind of
Flop.
as to what kind of activity they had. right? Like, was it from the kid? Was it from residual? Was it from a spirit? I don't know, because I think we're missing enough stuff for us to like guess on that. But I do feel like something was going on here. I feel like there was a lot more sketchy stuff from the investigators in the other one. Here, I think we have a lot of people claiming they saw some very real things that would be hard to fake. To fake out the researchers. Not saying it can't be done, but I mean, I think it's plausible. I think it's plausible that it was some sort of some kind of haunting or some kind of disturbance. I guess disturbance to be the right word for it.
Okay. I'm gonna say,
I think it's plausible.
I see that Paul has joined the stream. I see you, Paul. Hello. I saw you joined. I see we have 2 viewers. I'm watching you. So, my idea is we are dealing with a compound of 2
Paul
things.
Waves.
Paul Waves. Yeah, that was Sawyer. That was not Paul. We're dealing with a compound of 2 things. We could very possibly be dealing with a residual haunting.
Mm-hmm.
And what do they call it? The RSPK, the recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. Oh, there's Paul. Hello, Paul. We're dealing with RSPK and residual haunting here. I think, as a whole, the people of UK were probably tired and done with the paranormal stuff, which is why you didn't see a lot of this in the news. Because I have a feeling this came after the Enfield Poltergeist stuff, because it lasted 4 years. So I think we're dealing with residual and RSPK. We don't get an age on the son. However, there are recorded instances where the son, I say the son. Statistically, we get RSPK from younger girls of the family. However, we do know that there was a young boy in the household, and we do know that after 4 years, the haunting seemed to stop.
So you're thinking he aged up?
So I'm thinking, let's say it started at 12, 13. So there's going to be 16, 17, 18 years old. RSPK would have dropped off.
Okay.
Plus, it's compounding with the residual haunting from this previous owner. This guy right here. So RSPK compounded with the grumpy guy from Kurt's Cowardly Dog. I think we're seeing something that's building at an exponential rate. So maybe it's, one is playing off of the other. You see what I'm saying? So like one by itself is good, or one is okay. It's doable. But if you put the 2 together...
H-A-H-A-H-A-H, angry pensioner.
Angry pensioner. Yes.
Angry pensioner.
So put an angry pensioner residual haunting with a child with RSPK, and you get a crazy haunting that's going to last 4 years. And but on the flip side of that, I do see, why don't we have any photograph, video evidence? Let us hear the audio clip. But I don't know. It's hard to say if the evidence presented tonight was enough. But in my heart of hearts, I do feel like that there was something legitimately paranormal going on here.
When was this haunting, by the way?
This was the 1970s. We're guessing, or I'm guessing, this was shortly after the Enfield Poltergeist incident in early 1971. So I think at the beginning we said 1971 is when it started. Yes, August of 1971. So I think it was it February of 1971 when the Enfield stuff started? Or March?
I definitely don't remember.
I want to say that the Enfield Poltergeist stuff started in 1970 and progressed into 71, but stopped pretty, I think we were like a year and a half.
Okay.
So right about the time the Enfield Poltergeist stuff stopped, this stuff started. I'm not saying they're connected. I'm saying that it's not reported on because people were tired of the Enfield Poltergeist stuff, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's just another poltergeist that nobody wants to talk about." See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if you keep hearing about explosions happening, after a while, the explosions happening become kind of boring.
Right. Media saturation.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, I think there was something paranormal here. And I do believe it was a compounding of a residual haunting with the RSPK. So I want to say...
Well, recording equipment would have been pricey then.
Yes.
Yeah. And good recording equipment was not a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We this is something we touched on last week. The Amityville house was...
Yeah.
This was the same time frame, within 5 or 6 years. And... they were using infrared film, and it would have cost upward of $1,000 a roll of film. So
$1,000 for the camera, $50 a roll.
Oh, right.
If it caught anything, and if you didn't have a problem developing it.
Right. Yes, because
very
it was
very touchy stuff to do. Yeah.
So
Woof back then.
Right. So I'm gonna say that this was legitimately paranormal. Because mostly, let's look at our first rule about anything that we investigate. Who's making money off of it? And then this is something I didn't bring up intentionally until the end, is they did not make a movie until 2010. And it was like
a no book.
It wasn't even like an A or B movie. It was like a C movie. Like the budget
somebody scratching for something they didn't have to buy the rights for.
Yeah, it was. I think the budget for the movie in 2010 was like $150,000.
So pretty low.
Yeah,
that's like equipment and editing.
Exactly. Yeah, so I don't see that
want their name on something.
Obviously, the only one probably alive.
H sounds about right.
Yeah, probably the only person alive at this point would be the son, and he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
So, I don't see anybody making money directly, and I have already looked up on Google Maps Thornton Heath Poltergeist. We couldn't even find the address. So,
I think it's. I think there was something weird going on. I think it's a plausible haunting. I think we're kind of lacking some stuff to be like, yeah, definitely. But I think there was probably something weird going on. I think his family was going through something. So, and I think it was paranormal. So you can give it a ding.
Let's give it a ding.
Give her a ding. Yeah.
Give it a ding. Let's give it another ding. Have another one. One more. There you go. We got a ding. So that one. So it's funny that we think this one is real, as opposed to the Enfield, because the Enfield had more evidence.
Yeah, but it was really bad.
It was really bad.
They were pushing really hard to be like, this makes it real, and it was bad. It was just bad, and so them pushing it like that made it seem like they were making a fame grab.
Yeah.
For like we discovered the first poltergeist. I think that was what turned me off of it. Was that they just pushed a lot of nothing photos forward as like, this is definitive proof, and it wasn't proof of anything.
Yeah.
So it seemed like they just had a real confirmation bias over, and trying to get famous is what it seemed like. So
yeah,
it defeated the first. They ran right up against the first rule.
So let me run to the bathroom right quick, and we'll do our closing statements. Oh, sorry, I gotta go. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. My liquid containment system has been purged. Oh, all right. So, we agree that something truly paranormal happened here. And this makes me happy because this was...
Clap.
I feel better about this one than I do the Enfield.
Yeah.
Piss
Not...
decanted.
Yes, that's right. Not explicitly because the photographic evidence from Enfield was flimsy at best, but we're not checking that box, the who's making money box. That they didn't make a movie about this until 15 years ago, from the 70s. So, yeah, we gave it a ding. This is yeah, it's just it sucks because I've looked up research about this. I couldn't even find pictures of the house, couldn't find the address. It's helpful for us even if we see the house today. Like we said, and the Amityville house was true, right? We gave it a ding last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we gave it the ding.
Yeah, because one of the contributing factors was the fact that we looked it up on Google Maps, and it was blurred out, which means they don't want people around. And we looked
spent
up
a lot of time to make it disappear.
Yeah, and it's not quick and easy. It's a very time-consuming process. You could also say that about this case because we tried to find the address, we couldn't find it. Give me a few hours, I could probably find it. I don't know that it's worth digging it up, to be honest. And
I think it just never had a whole lot of fame, and so nobody's really marked it
right
as as an important site. I mean, it barely made it into the legends and lores of paranormal activity. Mostly, I think, like you said, because of timing.
Right. Yeah. So to say we get a tsunami tomorrow,
and it sounds like too nobody called the media and tried to make it a thing. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas they spent a lot of time calling the newspaper and getting the newspaper to come and watch and all that at Enfield. They spent a lot of time publicizing it in the midst of the investigation, which immediately taints the investigation.
Yes.
Right. The fact that that's also your focus. Yeah. I immediately think you're running a con.
So on the flip side of that coin is, maybe they did contact the press, but the press was like, you know what, we've already dealt with this.
The more fuss, the less plausible.
Yeah, exactly. The more fuss, the less possible.
Yeah.
They may have contacted the press and said, hey, we've got a thing going on, and they probably said, we dealt with that with the Enfield. We're okay. We don't need to cover it.
Maybe.
And they told him to shove off.
Hard to really know. Yeah, it's hard to really know.
Exactly. So it's I couldn't find newspaper clippings of this. Nothing. Very, very few legitimate sources, but there's tons of stuff. Books were written about this through the perspective of investigators or people later researching what investigators wrote about. The movie, I couldn't even find the full version of the movie because my plan was to watch the movie today, and I couldn't even find the movie. It was so obscure. I think it did a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is bad. Really bad. Yeah. So,
Pretty
bad. A budget of $150,000. How good could it be?
Blair Witch bad.
You say that. I like the Blair Witch.
No, I mean budget-wise.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. I mean, Blair Witch was going for low budget. That was the thing.
Yeah.
But it's a piece of me that feels like what would have happened if they had reached out and got somebody from the press to pick up the story. would it have turned into an Enfield situation?
No way to know.
Yeah. Like, I don't think Ed and Lorraine Warren would have come back to England so shortly after, the Enfield situation. But it's hard to say, but I feel better about this than I do the Enfield Poltergeist situation. It is interesting and affirming because the research came up with the RSPK stuff on its own. Yeah. As opposed to me having to try to piece it together like I did with the Enfield stuff.
Right.
So I think this was good. This was a good one. I feel good about this week. This week was a good one. Yeah. So, what are you thinking for next week?
For next week, well, we can either do a UFO one or you have a. I know you have another one prepared. Don't
I think this was my last one that I had already prepared. Let me look.
Just a moment.
Oh no. He's left us. Welcome back.
Right.
Oh, no, we have already done Bentwater. That was first episode of season 2. Nope, that's the Nightcrawler. No, I don't have anything extra. All my backup episodes have been burned at this point.
Okay, then we probably need to do a UFO one, I think.
Okay. What's the date? 16. So we will get one more episode before Rapid Fire. So we're gonna shoot for UFO. Hey, it's Paul. Hey. Where do we go? Hey, Paul.
Hey there.
Hello, greetings.
Waving.
So he's here. Glad to see you. How are you, friend?
I'm good. I had to get ready for a trial.
Ha ha
you
ha,
good?
klaxons.
Klaxons. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I saw your chats earlier. I called you out.
I know, I heard you. Sort of.
So we did the Thornton Heath Poltergeist. You missed it. And you missed our lack of evidence. But
All
we still
working.
Yeah. But we still came down on a definitive, unanimous yes that this was a true poltergeist incident as opposed to the Enfield poltergeist incident, which was, I think, what did we say, within a year of... So the Enfield poltergeist happened in early 1970.
Paul, ghosts, yes or no?
So Enfield poltergeist
No,
happened...
I'd
Yeah.
like to believe it.
Paul
but
never believes.
I don't
No.
know.
Paul never believes. Paul doesn't think anything paranormal ever happened.
Tonight was a good one. I think tonight was a good one. I feel like its lack of evidence played into the fact that it was more truly paranormal than the Enfield poltergeist.
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A non-believer.
Yeah, a true lack of evidence really played in the favor of this poltergeist case as opposed to Enfield, because it happened so close within a time frame and location of the Enfield poltergeist that we can't help but draw the correlation. But I think we came down unanimously that this one was truly paranormal, but because it was so close to the proximity of the Enfield poltergeist that it kind of got what's the figure of speech when something happens after a major event? It's I keep wanting to say Enfield Poltergeist was in the limelight, but this one was in like the background.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Also, I think people kept expecting something big in the media because they kept inviting him over to Enfield, and then just there was never anything. So
Yes. Definitely by the time this one
boy who
happened.
cried wolf kind of situation.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Overshadowed.
That's
There
the
you
word.
go.
Yes. This one was definitely overshadowed by the Enfield Poltergeist. By the time the Enfield Poltergeist case came and went, everybody was tired and done with it. And when the same thing started happening to somebody in the southern part of England, they were just done with it. So, but we did agree that this is what an angry pensioner in England looks like. So,
So I guess we haven't done a UFO one in a while, so we probably need to do something.
yeah. We'll do a UFO next week.
Yeah, there were probably so many news reports post popular ghost story.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
So next week we'll do UFO, and week after will be rapid fire, which I've been sending them.
Have you?
I've been sending them. Yeah, it's ridiculous. As soon as I send to the podcast account, as soon as I click send, I get a notification, and the next thing you know, I've got 25 notifications stacked, ready to go.
The UFOS landing in Detroit, getting mugged.
Yes. Next week we will cover the UFOs landing and getting stuck on blocks in Detroit. Next week, that'll be next week's episode. So, well, Paul came just in time to hear our closing statements. Aeon, do you want to carry us out with?
Have you guys ever
amazing-
discussed personal paranormal experiences?
Ooh, yes, we have.
We have.
You
They're
have
sprinkled in through the other episodes. Yeah.
You've
I
missed
talked
the-
about some of the stuff we had in our house, like when we first got Gus, him barking at corners of the house, and and we've heard stuff. We've heard stuff before, weird stuff. Never enough to be like, oh my God, there's somebody. But you know, Paul's gotten up to like look around the house before because he thought he heard someone talking or footsteps upstairs. It was footsteps, wasn't it? Yeah, and the it's me, him, and the dog. So, and we're all in the bedroom. Yeah. So yeah, we've had some stuff. And we've talked. It's gotten sprinkled in through other episodes.
Have I ever told you guys the scratch story?
Yes. You showed us pictures. Yes, it was in one of the other episodes as well.
Yeah. Did I tell you about my neighbor passing afterwards?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You told us the story. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm running out of good ones.
Well, most people are lucky to have a single one in their life, let alone a library of them.
Yeah, I don't want to say I've got a library, but I've got a few.
So we've covered a lot of important things tonight, a lot of new concepts. We covered RSPK, which is not something that we've talked about a whole lot, as a possible explanation for some paranormal occurrences, which I guess is parapsychological.
Right.
But still, perceived like a haunting. And we haven't really covered a lot residual hauntings before. We covered trans paranormal sexual orientations and
mysterious objects in the chair.
Mysterious objects in the chair. But we hit on something really important tonight that I think we skimmed past. That I think is a really great business opportunity.
HAHAHAHAHAHA.
So this could be a service you might
Ghostly
add
grinder
to say,
notifications go off.
this is something you could add to maybe funeral homes have a thing that they call afterlife care. Isn't that what they call it? Death care. I thought they called it something more elegant than death care. Anyway, And it's about, picking out your casket ahead of time and making sure that pre-need. See, I knew they didn't call it death care. Yeah, anyway, pre-need. So it's where you pick out your casket and you have it paid for. You have a payment plan or whatever, so that your loved ones don't have to do. Yeah, afterlife care. So, so now we're coming on to my business plan, which is afterlife care. So, have you ever sat around and made plans for should you become a haunting? Have you made plans for what your ghostly manifestations will be? If you haven't thought about it now is a great time to think about it. Are you a cold spots and voices in the other room kind of haunting? Or do you want to be a telekinesis?
Send in your ghost resumes.
Right. Do you want to be a telekinesis and like winds with no doors open kind of haunting? Like, what's your flavor? Because if you haven't thought about it, they're going to pick it for you. So now is a great time to consider what sort of haunting do you want to be in the afterlife. If it happens, it might not happen, but you got to plan for everything.
I want to be the pissing pants ghost.
Right. So these are the hard questions that we tackle here on this show. And if you want some more great ideas,
resume writer service.
If you want some more great ideas for how to be your most effective paranormal self, your true paranormal self, you should follow us.
Beyond the shadows. Did I go cross-eyed? Oh, geez.
A little.
Creature like that, how would it ever die?
And this monster starts running right at me.
Annihilated by nuclear bombs.
Beast is not dead. I put 4 bullets into him.
Oh, you're crazy.
But I saw that monster too. All I want is for someone to believe me.
Contaminated.
Face. Horrible. Look like it would scare you to death.
All right, let's get to work.